Now we get to unveil the CMSportsNet Girls Lacrosse Player of the Year. Once again, our 5 finalists are Manchester Valley's Taylor Feek, South Carroll's Leah Miller, Man Valley's Emma Penchek, Century's Blaney Sandbank, and Liberty's Annika Ray. And the 2024 CMSportsNet Girls Lacrosse Player of the Year is Manchester Valley's Emma Penchek, Carroll County's leader in points for a second straight season. Quite the accomplishment. I recently caught up with the Mavericks junior, now a 2-time Player of the Year, and we talked about her return to the field and how she helped the Mavericks go after another county title. Let's take a look. Emma, congratulations on a great season, a junior year that you led the county in scoring and second in goals. But tell me about how it started, because I know you had coming into the spring off of an injury. We talked before the season started. Just take me back and remind me and everybody how motivated you were to come all the way back, because you were determined to get back after missing most of the fall and all of the winter.
Yeah, I think that injury kind of set me back a little bit, but knowing that I wanted to get back for lacrosse, I planned everything in advance and knew that I wanted to get back for this season specifically. And I just kind of took my rehab slow and steady, didn't try to rush anything, and ended up coming back before tryouts, so I was able to try out and kind of work my way through rehab and everything like that. I never just flowed through the rest.
Well, you hit the ground running, really. I mean, I know you said there was a little bit of a plan to sort of get yourself back in, but you were talking more about before the season started. How surprised were you, or just pleasantly surprised that you would just kind of picked up where you left off? Because you never know in that injury, and you rely so much on your speed and things like that. Was there ever a time when you were down or doubtful, or was it just let's go full steam ahead?
Yeah, I think I was definitely nervous, hoping that I come back the way that I was last year and kind of not starting from the ground and working my way up. But I think my rehab process, like the doctors I worked with, the trainers I worked with, pushed me, so they knew where I wanted to be, so they pushed me to my limits and knew that I could get back to where I was before.
Coach Brzezicki and the leaders on your team, the veterans, talk about how young this squad was. I think it was 10 sophomores and freshmen. And not only were they on the roster, they played this year. Yeah. A lot of these younger girls played. That can go one of two ways. You can gel right away, or it can take a long time. You can hit some growing pains or some lumps. It was the former, it wasn't the latter for you guys. Was that just a matter of knowing what expectations are at Manchester Valley and leaning on some of the veterans on the team? How pleased were you that the young girls meshed as well as they did?
It was really great to see. I mean, even from the beginning, first day of tryouts, we knew that this group was going to be special. We knew we were going to be young, but we didn't take advantage of that, and they stepped in their positions right where they should be. They stepped up and they pushed themselves. They knew kind of what level that we all wanted to be at, and yeah, they did look to upperclassmen, but some upperclassmen looked back at them, and we kind of just worked together all well.
One of the younger girls is Taylor Feek, a freshman who came on and became like a 1-2 punch for you guys with yourself and Taylor. I think the really good teams need more than one person to be the leader like that. How cool is it to play with a freshman who also knew who she was playing with and a junior like yourself? It was a really good bond you guys formed.
It's a great experience. I ended up playing basketball with Taylor, but just being able to play lacrosse with Taylor Feek is amazing. I love her. She's a great player, amazing. Her future is so bright ahead of her. Just being able to kind of work with each other on this field and know that we have another year of it together is amazing to think about.
When did you know this year was going to be another special year too? Because last year, 19-0, passed all the tests, state champion. Now this year, as we talked about it before the season, everyone's gunning for you. They're going to bring their A game. You had a lot of convincing wins, and you had a handful of games that came right down to the wire. Did one of those games really show you and maybe your teammates that, hey, if we do this like we did last year, we're gonna be just as good as we were last year?
Yeah, I think definitely the Liberty game in our For Causes for Champions tournament, knowing that you can't take one person away and everyone's going to shut down. One person's away, someone else is going to step up, and none of that happens on the offensive, defensive end, or even in between the 30s without everyone on the field. Even people on the bench, no support, everything, we just were so cohesive.
200 career goals, you passed during the season. We talked about that already, but you also do so much with the draws and things like that. You'll play some defense when you have to. That big interception late against Century in the regular season. It's a well-rounded game, but you put a lot of time and effort into it. How much have you worked this season to become more well-rounded? Did you work more on draws, more on defense, more on passing, or was it just a combination of all of that?
I think it was definitely a combination of all of it. I think we worked on every piece little by little. We didn't try to force anything. We didn't try to pile anything on top of each other. And working in practice was kind of what formed it and allowed us to perform in games.
I know you're a well-rounded athlete as well. You play 3 sports, and we just talked before we started here about you're not much of a break. You're going to get ready to play club lacrosse. Just in terms of lacrosse, this season didn't end the way you wanted it to. A tough loss against Glenelg, who eventually won the state title. Is that enough motivation for this team, you think, going forward, that, hey, we won it last year, we came up short this year in a game that we think we could have won? Is that the fuel for the fire that you'll need next year? I know it's a long way away, but to get ready and get set again, to start out at the tryouts and just get back on the field and kind of finish what you thought you could have finished this year?
Definitely. I think that game was good for us, and I think as of right now, we're all looking forward to next year. We're going to use that as motivation and fuel to energize us and perform even better at a higher level next year for the season, and we're looking to make the same run.
Well, it's great watching you again this year. Good luck with everything else. Congratulations on Player of the Year.
Thank you.
Thanks. Congratulations, Emma Penchek, the CMSportsNet Girls Lacrosse Player of the Year. As you heard, she joined the 200 career goal club this season, so who knows how many she'll tally before her stellar high school career comes to an end. Send one final congratulations to the Player of the Year award winners and to all the spring sports athletes that shine when the lights are the brightest. It was a pleasure keeping tabs on your successes throughout the season. Want more local sports coverage? Be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel.